Hello, welcome to another episode of 5 Business Rules, where today we are going to be talking about why you need a content marketing strategy.
Strategy is always the very first thing I talk about with my clients.
Me too. So I'm Monica.
Nicole?
And content marketing, so Nicole owns a digital marketing agency. So she has she offers more services under her umbrella than I do. I focus specifically on content marketing. So it's blogging, email marketing, social media marketing, copy for lead generation tools like
but we blend together and we work with
Mm-hmm.
clients together. And the thing is that we both want to know what's the overriding strategy to meet the overriding goals so that we can customize our pieces to work towards that goal.
100%. And so now let's talk about why you need a content marketing strategy. It keeps you organized and focused. You're not pinging in every single direction with every new idea that comes in, right? You've got your goals, you've got your plan. That's what you're going to work on.
Well, and the other thing too is like when you have a strategy and you have you figure out what you're talking about, you can also measure it, right? When you're just, it's like, oh, I'm going to post about this today, or I'm going to post about this tomorrow, and maybe some were awesome and some weren't, and it's hard to figure out why that one post was so awesome. But if you put, if you have multiple on the series or a theory, then you can start seeing, okay, this worked for my clients, or my audience didn't like this.
Yeah, exactly. And to your point, so my next point is it ties your activities to your goals, right? So you can see that you are making progress. And if you're not making progress, and this is especially helpful, if you're not making progress, okay, this isn't working, let's try something different.
So one of my clients, she was a long-term client on some other things, some website stuff and things, and she just switched over to social media with us. And she said, I'm known for doing media relations work and I don't want to keep doing it, but the social media kept talking about like that for it. And of course people are going to do it. She wanted to switch the social media around to talk about the services she actually wanted to do.
Right. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And so with the strategy, okay, we know we're not going to talk about media relations, but we're going to hit on these topics. These are our 5 topics or whatever. This is all tied together, all of these points, but it makes sure you are intentional. So that's what we're talking about now, right? So your client doesn't want to talk about media relations, so it makes sure her social media marketing is very intentional to talk about the services she does want to promote, the work that she does want to do, right? And eventually she's going to override, the algorithm is going to get overridden, and she's going to be known for these other services. All right. Strategies are based on research. They're not based on guessing. When Nicole and I create strategies for our clients, we're doing research. We're looking at what is working and not working for the client, what is working for their competitors, where are some best practices that we need to lace into the strategy. There is so much work that goes into a really good strategy, so we make sure, again, we're intentional, we're moving in the right direction.
And it goes, this is the other thing, like beyond just the individual, like Monica and I are doing research all the time on trends on social media, on this different parts and pieces, on content length, on all of that. And so you pull those all of those best practices, because that is when I do a strategy for somebody, there is definitely a research section.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, and so the 5th reason you need a content marketing strategy, with Nicole referenced this a little earlier, it can deliver ROI, right? She said you need to know the metrics that you're working towards. Once you know what those metrics are and you're paying attention to them and you're watching, and marketing can be hard to measure, all right? But if it's going to be in your strategy how to measure it.
It is, but there's qualitative and quantitative metrics too, right? Because even some of these videos, like some of the ones I look at and I was like, nobody's watching it, but people quote back things to me, right? Yeah. And they tell us about watching or different things, and so hearing that in the back end, knowing, okay, I'm reaching people, even if my like count isn't that great, right? That if you're getting some kind of feedback otherwise, or somebody says, oh, I read your blog post and that's why I called you.
Yeah. So if you need help with a content marketing strategy or a digital marketing strategy, we are here for you. We both love doing strategies. They're really, really fun.
If I could make a living brainstorming, I totally would.
Yeah, I know you would. So please comment, share, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.